save us, restore us again.
All right.
Cause your face to shine.
Return to us, oh yeah.
Return to
this part two.
us, oh yeah.
Technical difficulties cut off the first teaching.
Shall be saved.
We shall be saved. See, we're looking at captivity, and we were saying after our captivity comes our restoration. That song is from the book of Tehillim, chapter 80, Psalms chapter 80, verses 1 to 19, restoration. And there is something very significant in this verse. Something very significant, because just giving you a little story of, feeling and witnessing the fierce anger of the Most High. And, and then remembering this song. And this verse came to mind. That is verse of the Most High.
And this.
Hello? Hey. Hello? All right, someone was saying something? All right. Okay. So, this verse came to mind, verse 4.
O Yahuwah, Alua, Sabaoth, how long wilt thou be angry against the prayer of thy people?
How long will thou be angry against the prayer of thy people? Because today we seem to think that Yahuwah is different. Yahuwah is different. And so, when he was angry with his people back then, he's not angry with them in a practical sense even now. Because Yahuwah has said that he's a sanctuary among his people. Now, when we turn to him, many people do not know. HaMashiach told us that to whom much is given, much is required in return. When you come to the knowledge of Yahuwah, that is when his anger comes out. When you turn to him, take his covenant, that is when you are on a slippery slope with him. When the children of Yashrael were in Egypt, the Most High allowed them to be at the mercy of Pharaoh. And they were there working and complaining until the Most High said, okay, I've heard their people. I'm going to deliver them. It was when he delivered them and put them together, that was when his anger came out on them. When he started showing them the truth, when he showed them his word and they turned against his word. I am speaking to people here who say you are believers. When you become a believer, do not think that life becomes easy for you. If it does, then you are in false religion, because who he loves, he chastens. When you get to the knowledge of the Most High is more impatient with you than ever before. He does not tolerate sin. He does not tolerate anything. You will feel his anger, see his anger, and not even know that his anger is upon us. Now that day, when I sang, how long will you be angry? When I sang that part of the song there. Yes? This was the song, the part of it that really, really got to me, because I could feel his anger, literal anger. And I'm saying, why are you angry? And then I went to sleep. And I woke up with the words, read Jeremiah 17. Read Jeremiah 17. And when I went to Jeremiah 17, it was like the Most High saying, this is why I am angry. You see, When you learn the Most High's word practically, that is how you truly get it. Because the Most High knows that I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I can't learn so easy. As we say in Jamaica, my head thick, my brain tough. My brain is tough, so he has to show me practical things to get the understanding. So when he said go to Jeremiah 17, and I went there, Jeremiah 17, verse 1 explains exactly why he's angry. So remember today we are trying to understand the fierce anger of Yahuwah. Why is he angry to the point where people are mocking, saying that he is wicked and he's evil? Jeremiah 17, verse 1.
The sin of Yehuda is written with a pen of iron, and with the point of a diamond. It is graven upon the table of their heart, and upon the horns of your altars.
You see that verse there? Look how powerful it is. He's telling you he's angry because of the sin of our people, of Yehuda. He says it is written with a pen of iron. When he says a pen of iron, that means when it is written, it's like it cannot be erased. That's how the sin is engraved on their hearts. And with the point of a diamond, you know that diamond is the toughest substance, they say, natural substance. Yes? It is graven upon the table of their heart. That means that sin is just riveted in their hearts. It's interesting you understand these people. Verse 2.
Whilst their children remember their altars and their groves by the green trees upon the high hills.
So their children now are gone into idolatry, turning away from the Most High. Do you think the Most High is happy with us at this time? Look at the farce going on social media. Look at the famine of the word. Look at the farce. Look at those people in religion. How much garbage and evil garbage they are feeding our people. Yeah? Look how our people are running after these people. Look how our people are salivating after these people. And following, just like Manasseh, who misled Judah. There are so many Manassehs today misleading our people. So many. Read verse 3.
O my mountain in the field, I will give thy substance and all thy treasures to the spoil, and thy high places for sin, throughout all thy borders.
So he's saying that I'm going to give you up to captivity. Oh, I'm going to give you up, thank you, to captivity. And verse 4 says,
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
which shall burn how long?
Forever.
How long?
Forever.
This is why the Most High is always angry. He says his anger burns forever. For what our fathers did, his anger burns forever. That is why up to today, his wrath is going to be upon his people. Why do you think in Isaiah 1 verse 27 to 28? Look at this now. Isaiah 1, 27 to 28.
Zion shall be redeemed with judgment, and her converts with righteousness.
What?
And the destruction of the transgressors and of the sinners shall be together, and they that forsake Yahuwah shall be consumed.
There we go. There we go. His anger burns forever against those of our people who transgress against him. The people in this world have no idea what they're doing. Our people falling in religion and following all sorts of garbage. Following all sorts of people out there who are not called, but have called themselves, who are not chosen, but have chosen themselves. Because of filthy lucre, as it warned us in Peter. They shall make merchandise of you. Everybody putting up a church, putting up a assembly of this, or congregation of this, or church of this, or this and that website, or that and that website. Luring our people away into transgressions and into sins. Read verse 28 again, please.
And the destruction of the transgressors and of the sinners shall be together, and they that forsake Yahuwah shall be consumed.
Yahuwah does not play. But for those who are righteous, read 27.
Zion shall be redeemed with judgment.
With what?
Judgment.
Judgment. And it is only those who are found righteous who will enter Zion. Zion shall be redeemed with judgment. And you know, you have some of these days, and it's like, when I start, I know. You see, when the problems start, you know that for the day you're going to have problems. No problems after problems, and it's like you cannot have a flow. You cannot have a flow.
I think it's back over.
Hmm?
I see it. I think it's back.
Well, oh yes, it's full now. Stir up the strength for Manasseh. All right, sorry about that. I wonder if YouTube is still on. But if YouTube is not on, should I even bother with it? All right. Okay, sorry about that. Again, I only hope we're still on YouTube. Are we still on YouTube, someone? Someone, please? I didn't hear you.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so let me go now to verse. I didn't even remember what I was saying. Verse 5. No, do we need to go further? Yes, go to verse 5. Jeremiah 17.
Jeremiah 17:5. Thus saith Yahuwah, Cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from Yahuwah.
You see why it is important to know Yahuwah? To know every aspect of him. Eternal life is knowing him. Because if you don't know him, your heart is going to depart from him and you don't know. You're going to be trusting in a man who will be leading you into destruction. Yes? And you do not know. So, if you are following people who are not, and again I keep telling you that this is not self-serving. I don't want anyone to follow me. I am here for the love of my people, to teach my people the way of truth. I'm not saying follow me. If you are following people who are not leading you to Yahusha, who are not giving you the knowledge of Yahuwah, what are you doing? People out there talking about who you are and who can be saved and all of those same regurgitating the same thing every week, week in, week out, the same thing. People, make sure that people are bringing your heart toward Yahuwah. Verse 6.
For he shall be like the heath in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land and not inhabited.
You know, was it a couple days ago we were doing Isaiah 43. He shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness. You see, this wilderness is referring to a place where you cannot actually find your way through, where you are lost. So if you trust in man and your heart departs from Yahuwah, Yahuwah will make you be what? Lost. This is what? Strong delusion to make you believe a lie. Yes? Because for those who the Most High sees it fit, Isaiah 43:19 says,
Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness, and rivers in the desert.
all right, these are for the good ones, for the remnant. He will make a way in the wilderness. They will not be lost. He will find them. He will direct them through his Ruach. Because in John 16:13 it says the Ruach is there to guide you into all truth. So when you are lost, as we all were some point in time, he will send his Ruach, and his Ruach will direct us through the wilderness, spiritually, through the wilderness. Okay? Verse 20.
The beasts of the field shall honor me, the dragons and the owls, because I give waters in the wilderness, and rivers in the desert, to give drink to my people, my chosen.
And we know the beast of the field. We know the beast refers to the world kingdoms. And the dragons refer to Hasatan. And the owls are the wicked people on this earth who act as if they have all knowledge. Those people who are in their secret societies. Spiritually, this is what it refers to. So the beast of the field referring to the powers of this earth, the nations of this earth. The dragons refer to the Ruachoth, the evil Ruachoth, and the owls refer to the men who are led by these evil Ruachoth who are causing the problems in the earth. They said, the Most High saying, they shall honor me, because I give waters in the wilderness and rivers in the desert to give drink to my people. That means the Most High is telling us that he will give his people his Ruach to be able to overcome all of these, the beasts of the field, the dragons, and the owls. These are the same Ruachoth that are prevalent in Babylon. Revelation 18, verse 1 to 2, I think it is. Revelation 18, the same beast, dragon, owl. Revelation 18.
And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils,
of dragons. Continue.
and the hold of every foul spirit,
The hold of every foul Ruachoth,
and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
the owls. And we know the beast is Babylon. All of those in one. That is what Babylon has become. But what did the Most High say in the verse? Beast shall honor him. And the dragons and the owls, because he will give waters in the wilderness and rivers in the desert to give drink to my people, my chosen. And we're going to see what these people will do in order to attain unto this. Verse 21.
Jeremiah? Is it Jeremiah again?
Sorry, Isaiah 43:21.
Okay. Isaiah 43:21. Okay. This people have I formed for myself, they shall show forth my praise.
This people have I formed. And the word formed there is squeezed into shape. It's like a potter with his vessel. So the Most High, the people of the Most High in the end times are those who have been molded by the Most High. These are not people who live for themselves. Let me see, formed. The word formed there is the Hebrew word yatsar, probably identical with H3334, through the squeezing into shape, to mold into a form, especially as a potter. Figuratively to determine, that is form or resolution, earth in fashion, or nothing else. So squeezed into shape, molded these people. That is how the Most High will deal with his remnant. So this remnant cannot be a people who live for themselves, because John 3 verse 8 says, John 3 verse 8, these are the types of people who are going to be his remnant. John 3 verse 8.
The wind bloweth where it listeth, and thou hearest the sound thereof, but cannot tell whence it cometh, and whither it goeth. So is everyone that is born of the Spirit.
So the Ruach will be able to take us wherever he wants us. So what is the importance of being born of the Ruach? Verse 5.
Yahusha answered, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of Alua.
So these are born and transformed. These have been formed by Yahuwah. We were at Jeremiah 17 what?
Jeremiah 17.
Man, it's been such a long time.
First be the man that-
Verse 7.
Okay. Blessed is the man that trusteth in Yahuwah, and whose hope Yahuwah is.
So these people who trust in Yahuwah and whose hope Yahuwah is, these people are those who the Most High will honor with a barakah. And that trust in Yahuwah there, what we have today is people who say they trust in Yahuwah, but they don't really trust in Yahuwah. Because what does the word say in Proverbs 3:7? When you trust in Yahuwah, you will do this. Proverbs 3, verse 7, I think. Or 5.
Trust in Yahuwah with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding.
So when you trust in Yahuwah, you will not lean onto your own understanding. So if you want to know who gets a barakah, it is those who do not lean to their own understanding, but hope in Yahuwah and wait on Yahuwah. Because they that wait in Yahuwah on Yahuwah will do what? Shall renew their strength. Verse 8 of Jeremiah 17.
For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh, but her leaves shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit.
So you see those who trust in Yahuwah, you see the great barakah that is there for them. What verse 9 says?
The heart wicked, who can know it?
That is why we went to Proverbs, and that is why the rock took us. When we talk about trust, we went to trusting Yahuwah with all our heart and lean not to our own understanding. Because verse 9 says the heart is deceitful above all things. So if I lean on my own understanding, I am going to deceive myself. That is called self-deception. I am going to be telling myself and giving myself an assurance that is not there, that is not true. But it pleases me. It makes me feel comfortable. It makes me feel nice. That is religion. And in Matthew 15, verse 9, you know that I haven't even really truly started the teaching because every time I keep moving from one verse. Go to Matthew 15:9. That is the beauty with a teaching like this. The Ruach can lead you all over. Matthew 15:9.
But in vain they do worship me,
Teaching for doctrines
the commandments of men.
Yes? So because the heart is deceitful, we trust in man, we trust in someone with a deceitful heart. We trust in ourselves, we lean on our own understanding. Yes? And we are also being deceived by the self. So you see the danger. We can be deceived by men, and we say, you know what? I'm not listening to men. I'm going to be by myself. Bam! Your heart deceiving your own self. You see how dangerous it is? This is the dangerous world of seeking truth. Dangerous. Because verse 10 of Jeremiah 17 says,
I, Yahuwah, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways, and according to the fruit of his doings.
Continue.
As the partridge sitteth on eggs, and hatches them not, so he that getteth riches, and not by right, shall leave them in the midst of his days, and at his end shall be a fool. A glorious high throne from the beginning is the place of our sanctuary.
And verse 13 now.
O Yahuwah, the hope of Yasharal, all that forsake thee shall be ashamed, and they that depart from me shall be written in the earth,
Because they have forsaken Yahuwah, the fountain of living waters. We have an entire world of believers who have forsaken Yahuwah. Hell hath enlarged her doors. The amount of our people have forsaken Yahuwah. Even those who are waking up to false religion, waking up to lies, being misled into lies in this, the time of the famine of the word. Now, read 13 again, and then we're going to go to Isaiah 1:28 to see those who forsake Yahuwah, to remind ourselves. Jeremiah 17:13.
O Yahuwah, the hope of Yasharal, all that forsake thee shall be ashamed, and they that depart from me shall be written in the earth,
Oh boy.
because they have forsaken Yahuwah, the fountain of living waters.
And Isaiah 1:28 says, and the destruction of the transgressors and of the sinners shall be together, and they that forsake Yahuwah shall be consumed. Now, this is why Yahuwah is angry. It is because of the sins of our fathers. When they made that covenant with him, he is not the Elohim. He is merciful, but he's not the Elohim who tolerates this. And we're going to see one sentence by Joshua, one quote by Joshua that lets us understand why and understand this principle. Okay, we haven't reached there yet, I don't think. So, we would be consumed, but for the sake of his everlasting covenant. That covenant that he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that is what saves us. That is what saves us. Ezekiel 16, verse 59 to 60. The covenant, the everlasting covenant.
For thus saith Yahuwah Alua, I will even deal with thee as thou hast done, which hast despised the oath in breaking the covenant. Nevertheless, I will remember my covenant with thee in the days of thy youth, and I will establish unto thee an everlasting covenant.
I will even deal with thee as thou hast done, which hast despised the oath in breaking the covenant. This is why Yahweh is angry. Yahuwah does not like covenant breakers. In the New Testament, it tells you in the end, last days, I think it was 1 Timothy, it tells you that men will be what? Truce breakers. Most High hates those who break covenant. That is why he does not like when marriages are broken up, because the marriage is a covenant. Nevertheless, I will establish unto thee an everlasting covenant. Very, very important. Everlasting covenant. Everlasting, never-ending covenant. Go to Leviticus 26:40. 40 to 42, and we're going to see that no matter what, the Most High still keeps covenant just because of his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Read, please.
If they shall confess their iniquity and the iniquity of their fathers.
Stop there. This is the first condition of partaking in the everlasting covenant. The first condition, you have to confess not only your iniquity, but the iniquity of your fathers. Now listen to this carefully. If you say it doesn't matter who we are, how are you going to confess the iniquity of your fathers? If you do not know that the people in this Bible are your fathers, how are you going to confess their iniquity? How? If you reject who you are dead from the everlasting covenant. Dead. That's why people sometimes, it doesn't matter who you are, and people are debating. I wouldn't even ever bother try to debate. Yes? If they shall confess their iniquity and the iniquity of their fathers, not your iniquity only, cause them to know the sins of their fathers. The Most High does not look on you any at all unless you look back on the sins of your father and say, they have sinned, I have sinned also. Read 40 again, please.
If they shall confess their iniquity and the iniquity of their fathers.
By the way, the other nations also have to know their fathers, know what their fathers have done, and also to confess their iniquity. Continue.
With their trespass which they trespassed against me, and that also they have walked contrary unto me. and that I also have walked contrary unto them, and have brought them into the land of their
You
enemies.
see how many ifs there? Confess your iniquity. Confess the iniquity of your fathers. Confess your trespass, which we trespass against him. Confess that we have walked contrary against him. Confess that he has walked contrary against us. Confess that he has brought us into the land of our enemies. You see all of that? So if you're a Christian saying it doesn't matter who you are, when they talk about slavery, they say, oh, get over it. This, you have no part in the eternal covenant. The condition for you to get back to the Most High is for you to remember all the things, the iniquity. This is the same thing with repentance. You cannot just say you're sorry. You have to look back on what you have done. And say, Father, I did this such and such and such. I am blah, 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 blah. I repent of it and whatever, whatever. How can you repent and you're not remembering what you did? How can you repent and you don't know what you did? And that is why a lot of people do not have repentance. Repentance eludes us because we refuse to accept that we were wrong. So if you do not accept that you were wrong, where is the repentance? All of these things in the back, you have to bring it out. And then it's not done. Because it continues to say, if then
their uncircumcised hearts be humbled, and they then accept of the punishment of their iniquity.
You see how many things? Two more. If we have to know humble, and then we have to accept the punishment of our iniquity. If we do not know our iniquity, how can we accept the punishment? If we do not know the iniquity of our fathers, how can we accept the punishment? Verse 42.
Then
Only then will I remember what?
will I remember my covenant with Jacob.
Hey! All of those things we have to go through for the Most High to remember his covenant and forgive us. Read 42, please.
Then will I remember my covenant with Jacob, and also my covenant with Ishak, and also my covenant with Abraham will I remember, and I will remember the land.
And I will remember the land. Woo! And I will remember what?
The land.
So if you forget the land and you reject the land, how can you partake of his covenant? His eternal covenant. He will remember the covenant, not only the covenant, because he's going to say, hey, Yahuwah's covenant is with us. And I will remember the land. That is when the land comes up into remembrance, when he remembers his covenant. So remember, he says he will make an everlasting covenant unto us in Ezekiel 16:60. But guess what? Those who partake of the everlasting covenant will actively seek their way to Zion. You thought that you gotten rid of this? You haven't gotten rid of Jeremiah 50 verse 4 to 5. We're going to show you that those who partake of the everlasting covenant will actively seek their way to Zion. We're showing you that lots of the things that they are teaching you today is error. They'll ask their way to Zion. Read Jeremiah 50 verse 4, please, to 5.
In those days and in that time, saith Yahuwah, the children of Yasharal shall come, they and the children of Yehudah together, going and weeping. They shall go and seek Yahuwah their Alua. They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherwards.
Hey, they shall ask their way to Zion. And what will they say?
Saying, Come, and let us join ourselves to Yahuwah in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten.
In a perpetual covenant. What does perpetual mean? Remember, previously in Ezekiel 16 verse 60, let me read it again. Nevertheless, I will remember my covenant with thee in the days of thy youth, and I will establish unto thee an everlasting covenant. Now, those who from the house of Judah and the house of Yasharal together are going and asking their way to Zion, they said, come and let us gather in a perpetual covenant. The word perpetual means everlasting. That means if you want to partake of that everlasting covenant, you have to return to Zion. You have to ask your way to Zion, rather. Yes? You cannot be there sitting in Babylon, USA, or Babylon, France, Babylon, Britain, Babylon, wherever, saying that the Most High is going to come for me. It says, they shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, come, and let us join ourselves to Yahuwah in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. And remember, the Most High said in Leviticus 26:42, when he remembers his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, then he will remember the land. In the book of 2nd Esdras, it tells you that only those who are found in the land will be protected. It's all about the land. The covenant has to do with the land. And I will bring them into the land that I gave to their fathers. The land. Why are you forgetting the land? But the Most High spoke in Isaiah 65, verse 11, about forgetting the land. Yeah? Isaiah 65:11.
But ye,
Continue.
but ye are they that forsake Yahuwah.
Here we go again. Remember, we're speaking about forsaking. Yeah? And he says, those who forsake him will be consumed, right? All right. But look at who will forsake him.
But ye are they that forsake Yahuwah, that forget my holy mountain.
There we go. That forget Zion. They are not asking their way to Zion. They forget Zion. And remember, he says, those who forsake him will be consumed. That prepare a table for that troop, for God, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number, which is many. Then he went on to say in verse 12, therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter, because you forget Zion. Now, people, why are we forgetting Zion? Why are we forgetting Zion? Look at the meaning of perpetual, the perpetual covenant that they will go into. I didn't even look into it. It means eternity, everlasting, eternal. So those asking their way to Zion are those who are striving to partake in the eternal covenant, which is the covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But unfortunately, we will pay for refusing his judgment. Yes? I don't think I showed his judgment. I think I left out a slide here. I think I left out a slide. Because there is a judgment, because remember we said that the Most High loves judgment. We're speaking about the judgment of the Most High. Is it further down or did I forget it completely? There is a judgment that we are missing today, and that is in Revelation 18. Every week we talk about this, and we're going to talk about it every single week because we need to save the souls of our people. Revelation 18:4.
And I heard another voice from heaven, saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Here's the judgment, that ye receive not of her plagues. And what is the judgment for? The judgment is for partaking of the sins of Babylon. And what is the encouragement or the resolution? Or what are we given to avoid that? To overcome that? Come out of her, my people. Now, this is a judgment that we are sitting today and ignoring this judgment totally. We come up with all sorts of spins on this one. Oh, they come out of her doesn't mean literally coming out. It just means spiritually come out of her. It means coming out of the church system. It means in all sorts of things. How many videos do we have on this thing here now? Many tens of videos on fleeing Babylon. Almost all of our videos are about this. Yes? You have to come out of her spiritually and physically. So that judgment is being ignored. Let me go back now. We will pay for refusing his judgment. Ezekiel 5, verse 5. We will pay for refusing his judgment. Ezekiel 5, verse 5.
Thus saith Yahuwah Alua, this is Jerusalem. I have set it in the midst of the nations and countries that are round about her. And she hath changed my judgments into wickedness more than the nations.
All right. She hath changed my judgments into wickedness. It's the same thing that our people are doing today in religion. Changing the judgments of the Most High into wickedness. Getting our people, leading our people into a ditch with their false religions. Continue.
And my statutes more than the countries that are round about her.
Why is that? Why have they changed his judgment into wickedness? Continue.
For they have refused my judgments.
You see it? And my statutes, they have not walked in them. And we just showed the judgment that they have refused. That ye be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. Everybody is refusing that judgment. You see, me, I am so scared of the Most High. When the Most High said, come out of her that you be not partakers, you think I hesitate twice? But so many people in this world, they love this world, love Babylon, love materialism, love their lusts and their desires. They find all sorts of excuses to reject or to delay coming out of her. Ezekiel 5, verse 7.
Therefore thus saith Yahuwah Alua, because ye multiplied more than the nations that are round about you, and have not walked in my statutes, neither have kept my judgments, neither have done according to the judgments of the nations that are round about you. Therefore, thus saith Yahuwah Alua, behold, I, even I, am against thee, and will execute judgments in the midst of thee, in the sight of the nations.
Oh boy. So when we reject his judgment, he puts his judgments upon us. He says, I, even I, me, the same one whose judgments you reject, is going to put and pour the judgments upon you who reject my judgments. And which judgments are we ignoring at this time? Yes, I did post it here. Revelation 18:4, and that you receive not of her plagues. So, consequences for forgetting his judgment. Go to verse 8. You read it before. Ezekiel 5, verses 8, and we'll see how far we go. Ezekiel 5, verse 8. Consequences for rejecting his judgment. So, we are telling you that these are the things that make the Most High angry. These are the things why his anger is upon his people. Where did I say again? Ezekiel 5, 8?
Verse 8, yes.
8 to, yeah. Go ahead, please.
Therefore, thus saith Yahuwah Alua, behold, I, even I, am against thee, and will execute judgments in the midst of thee, in the sight of the nations. And I will do in thee that which I have not done, and whereunto I will not do any more the like, because of all thine abominations.
So when we reject his judgments, we are going to do abominable things. Therefore, verse 10,
Therefore the fathers shall eat the sons in the midst of thee, and the sons shall eat their fathers, and I will execute judgments in thee, and the whole remnant of thee will I scatter into all the winds.
oh boy. Verse 11,
Wherefore, as I live, saith Yahuwah Alua, surely, because thou hast defiled my sanctuary with all thy detestable things, and with all thine abominations, therefore will I also diminish thee. Neither shall mine eye spare, neither will I have any pity.
So the people now read things like these and say, what a wicked God. Man, well, they are not looking on us to say, now all you have to do is obey him. And all the barakah, all the blessings that are in this book will come to you. Nobody is saying that. Because they have sin in them and they want to be comfortable sinning. So for the Most High to be taking judgment on them, it means that they will now be accountable for their sins. They don't want that, so they turn and they blame the Most High. Yeah? The Most High says you are a chosen people. He says, go to Deuteronomy 7 verse 6. When he called us and he chose us, he said, you are holy. You are a set apart people unto me. So we are called, his people are called to be kadosh, to be set apart. That was the covenant. When Moses spoke to the people and they say, whatever Yahuwah says we will do, we will do. They joined to the covenant. And in the covenant, Moses said, the secret things belong unto Yahuwah in Deuteronomy 29:29. But the things that are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we should do the words of this law. We committed ourselves to be in a covenant with the Most High forever, and we cannot come out. And then we want to live like the nations in sin, not knowing that we have committed our lives to the Most High. That is why he has not stopped loving us and not forgotten the covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It is still there in his mind. The covenant is still active. That is why he does not wipe us out. Look, he wiped out. He said, wipe out the Amorites or Ammonites. I'm always mistaking them. Amorites. Wipe out the Amorites, I think. Amalekites, yes. Yeah. Amalekites. When Shaul did not wipe out the nation that he told them to wipe out, the Most High was angry with him. And from that, the Most High said, no, you can't be king. Eh? But yet still us, he shows mercy and he says, I will not wipe them out forever. Why? Because of his covenant. Had it not been for his covenant, he would have wiped us out. So those people of you who are seeking to serve Yahuwah, you have to know who you serve and what you are into. You, Yasharal, Yahuwah does not play. He holds it dearly. He holds dearly to his covenant. And you think you can serve him. We'll see. Continue. Verse 12.
Wait, it's not Deuteronomy.
Oh, go ahead.
Deuteronomy 6?
Eh?
Deuteronomy 7:6.
Deuteronomy 7:6. Sorry.
Yeah. For thou art an holy people unto Yahuwah thy Alua. Yahuwah thy Alua hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Unto
Himself.
the creator of the heavens and earth took a people and put them unto himself. And the creator of the heavens and earth is Kadosh, is holy. So what do you expect these people to be? They must be Kadosh. That is why the Most High is angry, because he's Kadosh. And we are striving to approach him, being soiled, unclean, being not Kadosh. And look at me and say, what do you think you're doing? Where do you think you're going? Continue, where were you?
Okay. For ye unto himself above
Start
all,
it over.
Okay. For thou art an holy people unto Yahuwah thy Alua. Yahuwah thy Alua hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So out of everybody in the earth, he chose these people, and yet still these people want to come short, want to deal with him like the nations, want to approach him like the nations. No, let's go to Ezekiel 5 and go back to verse 12.
A third part of thee shall die with the pestilence, and with famine shall they be consumed in the midst of thee. And a third part shall fall by the sword round about thee. And I will scatter a third part into all the winds, and I will draw out a sword after them.
You see how serious the Most High is. That's why I tell you the Most High does not play. You think the Most High has changed? What did he say in the book of Malachi? I am Yahuwah. I think Malachi 3:6. I am Yahuwah, I changeth not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. What he's saying there? I do not change. I do not forget my covenant. Otherwise, you stiff-necked people, all of you would be destroyed. Verse 12.
A third part of thee shall die with the pestilence, and with the famine shall they be consumed in the midst of thee. And a third part shall fall by the sword round about thee. And I will scatter a third part into all the winds, and I will draw out a sword after them.
Now let me tell you something. Look at this spiritually now. A third part of thee shall die with the pestilence. Well, we know pestilence is disease. And with famine shall they be consumed in the midst of thee. Think about spiritual famine, famine of the word. This is why there's a famine of the word now. People are being consumed. They don't understand what is happening. That is why so many false religions, and almost every day I have to be posting, famine of the word, famine of the word. It is there for people to be consumed. And a third part shall fall by the sword. Why do you think there's so much crime in our nations? Why do you think there's so many crime in our nations? That our nations are the top 10, top 20. The nations where our people are scattered are among the most murderous nations in the world. Yes? And why do you think so many of our people are falling like flies to this thing that they put in their bodies? Why do you think that is that? It is because of this verse here, verse 12. Verse 13.
Thus shall mine anger be accomplished.
Okay, you see what I'm talking about now. Thus shall my anger be accomplished. The Most High's anger cannot be accomplished until he executes his judgment. Some people might say anger cannot be accomplished unless he kills. That's not it. Anger cannot be accomplished unless he executes his judgment. Because his judgments are there for righteousness. And some of his judgments are death. What the Most High is angry about is actually idolatry. We're going to look at the jealous aspect of him, how he is jealous. And how when we turn away from him, it is idolatry. We're going to look at that soon. So that's verse 13. We'll stop there. No, continue.
Thus shall my anger be accomplished, and I will cause my fury to rest upon them, and I will be comforted.
I will be comforted. You see another aspect of the Most High. Unless he executes his judgment to pacify his fierce anger, then he will not be comfortable. He will not be comfortable. Remember Phinehas, when the children of Yahshua were going into the land, and they were among the Midianites and the Moabites. And the children of Yahshua went a whoring after the Moabite woman. And this Israelite man went after a Midianite woman, brazenly in front of everyone. And Phinehas was so enraged that he thrust through the spear to the man and the woman. And Yahuwah's anger was appeased. You have to understand the Most High. You cannot bring the Most High into your imagination as to how you want him. You have to understand who he is. Let me just go there and say that part that says about his anger being appeased. Numbers 25, verse 6. Let me get it on the screen. Oh yeah, Numbers 25, 6.
And behold, one of the children of Yasharal came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman,
Midianitish
woman, in the sight of Moshe, and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Yasharal, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw it, he arose up from among the congregation, and took a javelin in his hand. And he went after the man of Yasharal, into the tent, and thrust both of them through, and the man of Yasharal, and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Yasharal.
The plague was stayed. So the plague was going on, and this one death stayed the plague. Verse 9.
And those that died in the plague were 24,000.
Wow. And verse 10, and I always like to say, and Yahuwah now is going to be angry with Phinehas. Phinehas, what did you do? You killed these two people. Verse 10.
And Yahuwah spake unto Moshe, saying, Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, hath turned my wrath away from the children of Yasharal.
One Israelite dead, and his wrath was turned away. No, not one dead, 24,000. And his wrath was stayed because of one. Continue.
While he was zealous for my sake among them, that I consumed not the children of Yasharal in my jealousy.
Now this turns us now to judgment of Yahuwah. For us, we have to love his judgment. The Most High looks on us. Because the New Testament kind of confuses us. Because the New Testament appears to make it seem as if we forget his judgment. Yes? And we are just to be just lovey-dovey people. And forget his judgments. Yahuwah does not change. We still have to remember his judgments today. Matthew 23:23.
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye pay tithe of mint and ants and
Anise.
anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone.
Weightier matters of the law, judgment. This is New Testament. HaMashiach saying it. John 9:39.
John 9:29.
Yeah. 39, sorry.
39.
John 9:39.
And Yahusha said, For judgment am I come into this world, that they which see not might see, and that they which see might be made blind.
For judgment I am come into this world. No, the judgment in the New Testament is deferred judgment. Yes? HaMashiach said he came for judgment. Not that he came to execute judgment, but he came that those which see might not see, which means those religious people who think they know. Just like today. You go out there and people are acting as if they know this, and everybody on social media, YouTube knows everything, everybody teaching. As I always like to say, everybody is a teacher. Yahusha said he came for people like those who boast that they know. We have to not know for Yahusha to fill us with his knowledge. We have to come to him not knowing, and that they which see might be made blind, they which see might not see, and that they which see might be made blind. So those who see are those who think they know. Yes? Those who see not are those people who are conscious that, hey, you know what? I am learning. I don't know what's happening, so Father, teach me. All right? These are teachable. Acts 24:25 to show you that judgment is in the New Testament still. Acts 24:25.
And as he reasoned of righteousness, temperance, and judgment to come.
And what?
Judgment to come.
To come.
Felix trembled and answered, Go thy way for this time. When I have a convenient season, I will call for thee.
So Felix, when he heard of the judgment to come, he started trembling. Are we trembling about judgment? Are we trembling? We hear come out of her and we say, no, we're not coming out. We're not trembling about judgment. Then how can we have wisdom if we don't fear the Most High? You see, if we don't fear the Most High to act, then you don't truly fear him, and you will not have his wisdom. You will not have his understanding. Very, very sorry. Romans 14, verse 10.
But why dost thou judge thy brother? Or why dost thou set at naught thy brother? For we shall all stand before the judgment seat of HaMashiach.
No, judgment is not over, people. I'm very sorry. We shall all stand before the judgment seat of Yahusha. So as I was saying, that the Most High's anger is focused on idolatry. It is idolatry. So when people are there, oh, he's wicked, he's not. No, he is focused on idolatry. His anger against the nations is that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked and the nations are wicked. No, he's holy and he cannot stand wicked. And that is why he's against the nations. But with his people, it is for transgressing the covenant and actually going into idolatry. Now, when we hear idolatry today, we did a teaching on idolatry. We tend to think about bowing down to an idol. Oh, I worship you, Buddha, Buddha, I worship you, and all of that. That's not idolatry. We're going to look at see that idolatry transcends that by far. So Yahuwah's anger is against idolatry. Deuteronomy 8, verse 19.
And the ambush arose quickly out of their place.
Wait. Deuteronomy 8, verse 19.
Sorry. Deuteronomy 8. No.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. And it shall be, if thou do at all forget Yahuwah thy Alua, and walk after other Alua, and serve them, and worship them, I testify against you this day that ye shall surely perish.
You see, that's where his anger is. That's where his anger is, idolatry. Forget Yahuwah thy Alua and walk after other Elohim. There we go. Because we made that covenant with him. Our fathers made that covenant with him. And when our fathers made that covenant, they made the covenant for us. So we are here now in this time, 2000 and whatever we are in now. We come and we say, but we didn't make any covenant with Yahuwah. Even those sinners in the word, when you try to bring the word for them, they say, oh, I don't want to hear that. Oh, I don't know. Oh, no. They have no idea. A covenant has already been made for you by your fathers. And you are stuck in the same thing that we are talking about forever. Because when you die, you have to stand before the judgment seat and give an account of what you did. So whether you're a believer or not, wherever you are, what you believe in, as long as you're an Israelite, then you are accountable to the Most High. Verse 20 of Deuteronomy 8.
As the nations which Yahuwah destroyed before your face, so shall ye perish, because ye would not be obedient unto the voice of Yahuwah your Alua.
So you see, there's no different treatment with us and the nations. As the nations, so shall you be, because you were not obedient. So the disobedient among our people, it doesn't matter if you're an Israelite now, if you're in disobedience, because you're going to be treated just the same as the nations. 1 Corinthians 10, verse 13.
There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But Yahuwah is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it.
Verse 14.
Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry.
That's New Testament. Flee from idolatry. But remember, New Testament is spiritual. It's a spiritual covenant. So idolatry doesn't always, it does, but not always refer to the worship of physical idols. There is something in the New Testament that is idolatry that we undermine or we often forget. Let's go to Colossians chapter 3, verse 5.
Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth: fornication, uncleanliness, inordinate affection, evil conspicuousness, concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry.
Covetousness, which is idolatry. So when it says flee from idolatry, when the Most High speaks against you because you have chosen to worship other idols, it is not only speaking about those idols. Covetousness is idolatry. Luke 12, verse 15.
And he said unto them, Take heed and be aware of covetousness, for a man's life considereth not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth.
A man's life consisteth not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth. Covetousness. What's the meaning of covetousness? What does it have to do with possessions? What does it have to do with abundance of things which we possessed? And when you think of abundance of things that you possess, you remember Babylon. I have spoken with so many people in Babylon, USA, and they tell you about stuff. They call it stuff. Stuff are things that you just buy for the sake of buying because you can buy. Is that so? You just buy it. Because Babylon is there, and you go to the mall and you see something that you like. You see a dress that you like. And you just go and pick it up and you buy the dress. Or for a man, what would a man? A man see a pair of pants or shoes that he likes. And he says, you know what, I like that shoes. And by the time he buys it, because he doesn't really need it, he forgets about it. And he puts it up. And then long after, he says, oh, remember I bought that shoe. And you might even go back to shop and to buy shoes again, and you see the same shoe. And you say, but wait, didn't I buy a pair of shoes like this? Stuff. And then when you look in your house is full of stuff. You have some people that have to have a whole room full of what? Stuff. Isn't that so? They have to have a room in their house where they just put what? Stuff. Covetousness. They just see it and they want it. What is the meaning of covetousness? Covetousness, pleonexia. This is idolatry, right? Covetousness is idolatry. Pleonexia, avarice. And avarice is greed. Greediness. Greediness is idolatry. Luke 21:34. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting. Surfeiting is greed. And drunkenness. Read Luke 21:34, please.
And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and the cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares.
So the day comes upon you unawares. Greediness, idolatry. Surfeiting, idolatry. No. When we're talking about these things, it just reminds us of life in Babylon. Covetousness. Babylon runs on covetousness. Babylon thrives on covetousness because Babylon is about materialism and the acquisition of materialism. Babylon trains us to their billboards, their advertisements on TV, advertisements on the internet, whatever, for us to be covetous. Everywhere we go, we see someone. I saw somebody in a pair of shoes today. The shoes is nice. Some people are so brazen. They will see people in garments and say, hey, where did you buy that? Covetousness, idolatry, straight idolatry. As believers, we are called to fulfill our needs, not our wants. Wants bring you into covetousness. When you see things that you want, that is covetousness. It is wants that bring us into the accumulation of stuff. It is wants. We just see it and we like it. We are driving and we're in our car and you look and you say, oh, look at that car. Man, oh man, when I change my car, I want that. Idolatry. idolatry. Babylon thrives on covetousness, which is idolatry. So people don't understand that being in the midst of Babylon is them actually being in idolatry. They don't know nor understand. And it is plain. It is plain. When you're in Babylon, it's all about stuff. It is all about materialism. What do you go to work to do? To get more things that you don't need. That's it. To acquire more things. You have a house. You have a 2-bedroom house. And you live alone. That's not enough. I need a 5-bedroom. And then you furnish it. You know, you have some people and they have their houses. When you used to have, there used to be a program back in my old days called Yo MTV Cribs. Yeah, those are ancient days, I think, compared to now. And they would now show you some houses, and you see the things in the houses, and you're like, why do people need these? Some big houses with different rooms, and this is such and this room, and you say, what the time the person calculate, the time the person spends in the house, how many time will he be spending in this and in that and that and that? Yes? Covetousness. Babylon thrives on this. Babylon thrives on your covetousness, your need. That is why they put up things like your MTV Cribs, to let people covet those things. And when you covet those things, you will strive to sell your soul to build houses like that. Yes? So Babylon thrives on covetousness and idolatry. That's the foundation. Revelation 18:11, and then we'll go to 18:14.
And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth her merchandise any more.
So that is the heart of Babylon, the purchase of merchandise. When Babylon is destroyed, the merchants of the earth are going to weep because there will be nobody to buy the merchandise because the source is destroyed. Go to verse 14.
And the fruits that thy soul lusteth after are
And the fruits that thy soul lusted after.
are departed from thee.
Covetousness. Your soul lusts after them. Not that you need, it is what you lust after. This is the heart and soul of Babylon. Lust. That is why Babylon uses a television. That is the core bait that they use to multiply our lusts. In every single way, they use it to multiply our lusts and our desires through the perpetual advertisements and all sorts of promotions that are on it and the things that come in their programming. Read 14 again, please.
And the fruits that thy soul lusteth after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all.
Dainty. Dainty. You see that word dainty? That word dainty is a danger, and dainty includes food too. Food as well. Revelation 18:14. This is why I always emphasize simple eating, simple food. Dainty. Revelation 18:14.
And the fruits
I'm just going to look at the meaning of dainty. The word dainty is sumptuous, sumptuous. That's how you pronounce it, sumptuous, sumptuous, sumptuous. Let me go to Revelation. Will this come off? Meaning of sumptuous, sumptuous. Meaning of sumptuous. Sumptuous, splendid and expensive looking. For example, the banquet was a sumptuous, luxurious meal. You see that? We have to be careful of the food that we eat. The meaning of sumptuous is extremely costly, rich, luxurious, or magnificent. Impressive in a way that seems expensive. So those are the dainties. Let's go back to dainties. Where was I coming from? Yeah. The dainties and goodly, those are from Babylon. So Babylon's covetousness is straight idolatry. And we get that example from the way back in the book of Joshua 7 verse 21, that Babylon presents covetousness which leads to straight idolatry.
When I saw among the spoils of goodly Babylonish garments,
Hold on. This is Achan. Achan from in the time of Joshua. When Achan saw a goodly Babylonish garment and he coveted it, and he hid it in his tent, and Yasharal lost because of it, and Yahuwah said Yasharal had sinned, and Yahuwah destroyed him. Why did Yahuwah destroy him? Idolatry. The penalty for idolatry is death. That is why people see Yahuwah execute judgment. His judgment is not to destroy innocent people. He destroys our people who know the judgments that are to come. We know that the judgment for idolatry is death. I said, so can you blame Yahuwah for executing his judgment? That's why we have to be at our P's and Q's. Joshua 7:21 again.
when I saw among the spoils a goodly Babylonish garment, and 200 shekels of silver, and a weight of gold of 50 shekels weight, then I coveted them and took them. And behold, they are hid in the earth in the midst of my tent, and the silver under it.
And we know that he was destroyed eventually. Of idolatry is death. All right, so Babylon's covetousness coming from way back when is straight idolatry. That is why when you're in the midst of Babylon and he says, come out of her, it is for you to come out of that idolatry. It is to spare you your death. Now, if people want to remain in the midst of this idolatry, in the midst of this covetousness, continuing in their covetousness, continuing compiling stuff, and thinking that the Most High is going to just come and deliver them just like that. Eh? In your idolatry, the Most High destroyed people for idolatry, and in your idolatry, you are seeking to be saved. The Most High says, come out of her. When you come out of her, you reject idolatry. Simple. And therefore, you can be saved. Now, Joshua declared, choose this day whom you will serve, because we just pointed out Yahuwah Sabaoth. And we show that Yahuwah is not as we think he is. We have to get to know him. When we get to know him, we will tread carefully around him. Now, when we get to know Yahuwah, this aspect of him, then we will be more careful in dealing with him. We will not be so careless and so easily be drawn into sin. This is why you have to fear Yahuwah. When you fear Yahuwah, then you will do that which is right in his sight. If you don't fear him, you are just going to do whatever pleases you. So, choose this day whom you will serve. Will you serve G.O.D.? And G.O.D., of course, there's no judgment with G.O.D. You don't have to fear G.O.D. Yes, he's just this nice Alua that, he's just glad that you're serving him. Whatever you do, he accepts it. And you can even sin willfully, and God will understand. He's just so perfect. We just can just live however we want, and God will understand. No, sir. We got to know Yahuwah. Choose this day whom you will serve. Joshua 24, verse 15. Choose this day who you will serve. If you are going to serve G.O.D., or you are going to serve the great Yahuwah Sabaoth.
And if it seem evil unto you to serve Yahuwah, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve Yahuwah.
All right, you're in the land of your captivity. Are the gods of the Christians? Are you going to serve that God, as we were saying? As for me and my house, we will serve Yahuwah. He is my Father. He's the Almighty, all-powerful one. Yes? We will serve Yahuwah. Verse 17.
For Yahuwah your Alua, he is it that brought us up and our fathers out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage, and which did those great signs in our sight, and preserved us in all the way wherein we went, and among all the people through whom we passed. And Yahuwah drave out from before us all the people, even the Amorites which dwelt in the land. Therefore will we also serve Yahuwah, for he is our Alua.
So in verse 17, it was the people that were replying. We will worship Yahuwah. The point being, many of us say we worship Alua, but can we truly serve him? Many of us are actually saying, we talk about Yahuwah, are we actually serving him? Because it is not easy to serve Yahuwah. Because Joshua went on to tell the people, after the people made this declaration, oh, Yahuwah brought us out of Egypt, therefore we will serve Yahuwah. Joshua said something very plain. Read verse 19.
And Joshua said unto the people, Ye cannot serve Yahuwah.
Stop. You cannot serve Yahuwah. Why? Why all the people declare, okay, we worship, we worship, we worship. Everybody says they worship Yahuwah. Oh, Alua, Yahuwah is my Alua and all of that. Joshua said, no, you cannot serve Yahuwah. Read it, please.
And Joshua said unto the people, Ye cannot serve Yahuwah, for he is an holy Alua. He is a jealous Alua. He will not forgive your transgressions nor your sins.
You see it? Yahuwah does not play. That's why I say it every time you hear me saying it. When I get to know Yahuwah, I know Yahuwah does not play. Most people do not know him because he does not reveal himself to everyone. He will sit there and make you make a fun of him, make a mockery of him. But the more and the closer you get to him, the more you get to know him. And you get to realize of how merciful he is. He is merciful. He does not play, but he is merciful to those who are in ignorance. Okay? But when you come out of ignorance, then you get to know him and you will realize that he has a very short leash when it comes to you. The more you get to know him, the shorter the leash becomes. So you don't have the knowledge, he is patient and everything with you. You come to knowledge, he does not expect you to be playing around at all. You can't serve Yahuwah, for he is Kadosh. He is a Kadosh Alua. He will not forgive your transgressions nor your sins. And we know that he's very forgiving and all of that. Why did Joshua say that? Because the more you get to know him, the more he will not forgive your transgressions. Why? Because you know better. He calls it what? Presumptuous sins. You know better, but yet still you keep doing it. This makes the Most High very angry. Okay? So he is called jealous. Kana, El-Kana, Al-Kana, jealous Alua. Verse 34 of Ezekiel, Exodus 34:14. Sorry.
Exodus 34:14. Okay. For thou shalt worship no other Alua, for Yahuwah, whose name is jealous, is a jealous Alua.
You see where his jealousy comes in? No other Elohim. No covetousness. If you are covetous, he judges you as worshipping other Elohim because covetousness is image worship. Idolatry, rather, is image worship. So when you covet, you see something, an image, though it might be moving, you see an image that you like and you go after it. You see the spiritual similitude with idolatry? So, for example, what can I use as an example? Advertisement. What do they advertise? Big 86-inch television. Because I never realized that is that size they reach now. And we see the big wall over there. And we pass somewhere and we watch television. And we say, wow, you know what? That wall would be so nice for an 86-inch. And we start completely nonchalantly looking on the wall. Yes. So we see the big wall. And we start coveting after it. And we cannot really afford it. And we start planning now, how are we going to get the money to get it? And our mind is on it, and we start planning, and we start, how can I get a loan? Who can I borrow this from? And who can I... Idolatry. Because we see the thing, and we start coveting it. The Most High says you're worshiping other gods. Boop. That's how simple it is. And that incurs his jealousy. That is why materialism people has to be curbed. That is why the garbage that they have in Christianity called prosperity gospel is evil. Straight evil. Going after materialism, using the Most High as an ATM machine to go after our lusts and our desires, going after covetousness, which is idolatry. So Yahuwah, whose name is jealous, is a jealous Alua. Now this jealousy here is different from our jealousy. It is the same but different. The jealousy of Alua is only for worshiping other gods. It's not like our jealousy, like you have a jealousy, because a negative jealousy where you covet something and you start being jealous because you covet it. That's not it with Yahuwah. It is only when we put up a rival against him, that's where his jealousy comes in. And we, the funny thing with it, when we are worshiping the Most High, there is no jealousy. We don't have to be jealous. Because when you worship the Most High, we are one-on-one with the Most High. He doesn't present a competition. When we seek him out, you don't have to be saying, Father, boy, I'm trying to worship you, but that competition is doing it. No. He doesn't give us any competition. He comes to us straight, plain. But we, giving him competition, that's why he's angry. Because he presents a different way and we are looking at him differently. He presents a way in which we don't have to compete with anyone. When we open ourselves to him, he presents himself to us. But us, let's look at his jealousy a little there. His jealousy against idolatry brings judgment to generations. This is why the Most High is angry with us up to this day. This is why sometimes I will feel the anger of the Most High. Because we have to turn around totally. And our people are still fooling around. The Most High wants to gather his people. And look how hard it is to gather them. Look how long we have been preaching certain things. And where are we? How many people have truly, truly turned to the Most High in Ruach and Damat? Yahuwah is patient. Very, very patient. And so, Yahuwah is angry but patient with all that is happening with our people in this world. So his jealousy against idolatry brings judgment to generations. Exodus 20, verse 4 to 5.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
You see again, it's idolatry. Always idolatry. Continue.
Or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahuwah, thy Alua, am a jealous Alua, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and the fourth generation of them that hate me.
All right. So for idolatry, he visits the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation, for generation to generation. The Most High's judgment is there for idolatry. Yes? Materialism that is in this world, people, is idolatry. You cannot serve Yahuwah being in idolatry. So the Most High is jealous. And you know that there is a law, the law of jealousy for adulterers. And that law, in the book of Numbers, I think, it shows us there is something about that law of jealousy, in that there is no provision for the woman to be jealous. It's only provision for the man. And remember, we said earlier, when you're serving Yahuwah, you do not have to be jealous over Yahuwah. It's the same thing. The woman must not be jealous over the man. That's why you have polygamy and polygyny. That's where that comes in. That's where that justifies. I'm not supporting that. That is not feasible in our covenant at this time. Yes? All things are lawful, but all things are not expedient. So it's not expedient for us at this time. But just to show you that there is no provision in the Torah for the woman to be jealous over the man. And I want you women who are listening to this to understand that. Let's go to it and we will see. There is a reason for that. The man is king. Very sorry, women. That's how it is. Law of jealousy for adultery. Numbers 5, 11 to 31. Numbers 5, 11. This is a similitude of Yahuwah. We, the woman, refers to the assembly of people or the nation of Yasharal. Yasharal cannot be jealous over Yahuwah. Likewise, the woman in the Torah cannot be jealous over the man. Verse 11.
And Yahuwah spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the children of Yasharal, and say unto them, If any man's wife go aside and commit a trespass against him.
If who?
A woman.
Any man's wife. He didn't say if any person or anyone. Any man's wife. Only the man is entitled to be jealous. It is the same thing with Yahuwah. Only Alua is entitled, Yahuwah is entitled to be jealous. So when they say Yahuwah is a jealous Elohim and they look at it, oh, he's jealous, and they mock it, they don't understand. Only Yahuwah has a right to be jealous over us. No other gods. Verse 13.
And a man lie with her carnally, and it be hid from the eyes of her husband, and be kept close, and she be defiled, and there be no witness against her, neither she be taken with the manner. And the spirit of jealousy come upon him.
Upon who?
Him.
Only the man. Continue.
And he be jealous of his wife, and she be defiled.
Continue.
Or if the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be not defiled, then shall the man bring his wife unto the priest, and he shall bring her offspring to her.
Offering.
Bring her offering for her, the 10th part of an ephah of barley meal. He shall pour no oil upon it, nor put frankincense thereon, for it is an offering of jealousy, an offering of memorial, bringing iniquity to remembrance.
Wow. Continue.
And the priest shall bring her near and set her before Yahuwah.
Before who?
Yahuwah.
The great judge now. That the woman is at the mercy. No man this happens to. And what do we have today in Babylon? Jealous, jealous women. Jealous, jealous, jealous women. Sometimes some jealous women do some things if we go back to the old path, which is the good way, we will find rest for our souls. There would be much less problems in this world if our people were living according to how they should be living. Yes? Because to safeguard this, we have what? The law against adultery. You cannot covet your neighbor's wife. You cannot do this. So there are laws to ensure that this does not get out of control. HaMashiach said, if you look at a woman with desire, you commit adultery. So you cannot just be going out there now and saying, okay, if you're jealous, the woman must not be jealous over me. I can do everything. No, there are still boundaries to hold back the man. Still. Continue.
The priest shall bring her near and set her before Yahuwah. And the priest shall take holy water in an earthen vessel, and of the dust that is in the floor of the tabernacle the priest shall take and put it into the water. And the priest shall set the woman before Yahuwah, and uncover the woman's head.
And do what?
Uncover the woman's head.
By the way, this is just a little insight. The woman before the priest here, she has on her head covering. Okay? So many women today, head covering, what is it? This is something from olden days. The woman is before the priest. The priest, to do his thing, has to uncover her head. That means her head had first to have been covered. Continue.
And put the offering of memorial in her hands, which is the jealousy offering. And the priest shall have it in his hand, the bitter water that causeth the curse. And the priest shall charge her by an oath, and say unto the woman, if no man have lain with thee, and if thou hast not gone aside to uncleanliness with another instead of thy husband, be thou free from this bitter water that causeth the curse. But if thou hast gone aside to another instead of thy husband, and if thou be defiled, and some man have lain with thee besides thine husband.
What a serious thing this. Eh? This is serious. There's no escape.
Then the priest shall charge the woman with an oath of cursing, and the priest shall say unto the woman, Yahuwah make thee a curse and an oath among the people. When Yahuwah doth make thy thighs, when Yahuwah doth make thy thighs to rot and thy belly to swell.
So which, if this was happening today, how many people would be fornicating?
None.
You see it? Verse 22.
And this water that causeth the curse shall go into thy bowels, to make thy belly to swell and thy thighs to rot. And the woman shall say, so let it be, so let it be.
So imagine which woman is going to... Because guess what now? The whole thing, she's caught between a rock and a hard place. Because if she admits to doing it, then what? She can be killed for adultery, right? So she tries to tell the lie to the very end and hope that it does not show. You see? Verse 23.
And the priest shall write these curses in a book, and he shall blot them out with the bitter water. And he shall cause the woman to drink the bitter water that causeth the curse, and the water that causeth the curse shall enter into her and become bitter. Then the priest shall take the jealousy offering out of the woman's hand, and shall wave the offering before Yahuwah, and offer it upon the altar. And the priest shall take an handful of the offering, even the memorial thereof, and burn it upon the altar, and afterward shall cause the woman to drink the water.
Oh boy, and what will happen now?
And when he hath made her to drink the water, then it shall come to pass that if she be defiled, and have done trespass against her husband, that the water shall causeth the curse, that the water that causeth the curse shall enter into her, and become bitter, and her belly shall swell, and her thighs shall rot, and the woman shall be a curse among her people.
What an example. Verse 20, continue.
And if the woman be not defiled, but be clean, then she shall be free, and shall conceive seed.
No, this is something now. The woman is not defiled. All of this the man went through, made her drink this bitter water and all of these things. And then guess what? His jealousy was unfounded. It was a lie. The woman was clean. You would think now there's going to be some recompense against this man. There's going to be some recompense against this man because he falsely accused his wife of infidelity. Let's see what is going to happen. Read 28.
And if the woman be not defiled, but be clean, then she shall be free, and shall conceive seed.
Let's see what is going to happen to the man.
This is the law of Zeal.
But wait. I don't see anything. I don't see anything against the man. There's no judgment against the man. Eh? No judgment against the man at all. So you mean to tell me that the man brought the woman through all of this and there's nothing against the man? You know what the Most High is saying here? I have a right to be jealous. The man has a right to be jealous. I have a right to be jealous. That means he's a jealous Alua. I have a right because if I see you go anywhere into any idolatry, into any covetousness, bam, my jealousy is there and I hold no apologies for it. Because in the Torah, there is no recompense against the man for claiming falsely that his woman, his wife, has been in infidelity. So read 29 to 31.
This is the law of jealousies. When a wife goeth aside to another instead of a husband, and is defiled. Or when the spirit of jealousy cometh upon him, and he be jealous over his wife, and shall set the wife before YAHUAH, and the priest shall execute upon her all this law. Then shall the man be guiltless from iniquity, and this woman shall bear her iniquity.
You see the disparity? The people don't understand women, the role of women in the assembly. And today women want to be preachers and want to teach men and all. So, you see how women were handled back in the days. Eh? Anyway, let me continue. Vamos a continuar. Now, if you forsake Yahuwah, we have the threat of idolatry. Joshua 24:20.
If ye forsake YAHUAH and serve strange gods, then he will turn
And do you hurt?
And consume you.
After that, he hath done you good. So what is that saying for us as believers? We turn to him and rejoice. Oh, Yahuwah is so good. Yahuwah is great. Yah is good. Yah is good to me. And then you turn and you serve strange Elohim. You turn and you go into covetousness. Don't even think about bowing down to Shiva the Destroyer, or to Brahma, or to Buddha, or to, I run out of gods. What their names again? I don't remember their names. Allah, or to any of those false gods. Eh? Don't think that is that only. Any form of covetousness, which is idolatry, Yahuwah will consume you after he had done you good. You have to know this about Yahuwah. There are people who, like in Christianity, they just think God is good and he's my God and you don't know my God and I have a relationship with my God. Yeah, right. Have relationship what? You didn't have a better relationship than Moses. Look what happened to him. You have to know Yahuwah. He will turn and consume you after that he had done you good. Because if you're going on the right path and then you dip, he's going to dip with you and his judgment is going to dip down there with you. You have to be consistent. So remember, covetousness is idolatry. Colossians 3:5. Psalms 10 verse 3. To show you that Yahuwah hates the covetous. Psalms 10 verse 3.
For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom YAHUAH abhorreth.
Whom Yahuwah abhorreth. Yahuwah hates the covetous. And covetousness is idolatry. He hates the idolatrous people. All right? But even though Joshua gave all of these cautions, you would think that people would start thinking and said, okay, no, sir, I'm not going to serve Yahuwah. Our fathers boldly entered in covenant to serve Yahuwah. Joshua 24, 21 to 25. Boldly. Joshua 24. What did I say? 21.
24.
21 to 25?
Yeah, 24.
Yes.
Okay. And the people said unto Joshua, Nay, but we will serve Yahuwah.
As a lot of people now here today will be hearing this teaching. I said, no, man. No, Chazak, man. We're going to be serving Yahuwah. You got to know Yahuwah. I'm telling you, you got to know Yahuwah. Because the more you know him, the less tolerance he will have of you. And you will start experiencing him like how we are experiencing him here. You people out there are in this world, you don't know Yahuwah. I'm telling you. I am telling you. To know him is to fear him, yeah? Continue.
And the people said unto Joshua, Nay, but we will serve Yahuwah. And Joshua said unto the people, Ye are witnesses against yourselves, that ye have chosen you, Yahuwah, to serve him. And they said, We are witnesses.
You are witness against yourselves. You see, don't want you to get this kind of the temperature of this. To serve Yahuwah, it is a bold step. Because that's why HaMashiach said, if any man come after me, let him deny himself. To serve Yahuwah, you have to deny yourself. You cannot be about the self. Because if you're about self, you will be in image worship. You will be in idolatry. If you're about self, you will be there seeking what you can get in this world to satisfy the self. Simple. And it's not very hard. As long as you can deny yourself, you will serve Yahuwah. But if you do not, if you are in idolatry and if you are a victim of yourself, you are going to have a warm time. Verse 23.
Now therefore put away, said he, the strange gods which are among you, and incline your heart unto Yahuwah, Alua of Yasharah.
You see, that's the same thing that I said in a different words. Put away the idols, the desires of your eyes and your heart, covetousness, lasciviousness, lusts and desires, and incline your heart unto Yahuwah. Deny yourself and give up yourself to follow Yahusha. Verse 24.
And the people said unto Joshua, Yahuwah our Alua will we serve, and his voice will we obey. So Joshua made a covenant with the people that day, and set them a statute and an ordinance in Shechem.
Yahuwah our Alua will we serve, and his voice will we obey. So they boldly enter into covenant. But the word is a witness against us. We saying we are serving Yahuwah today. It is the word that is a witness against us. And when I say the word, it's the entire word. Many people serve Yahuwah today and are seeking to serve Yahuwah. What we do, we pull out words from the book to suit ourselves, which is religion. We do not live and walk in the entire book. We hear at just a word. It's the entire book. The entire book plus books. Plus books, plus books, books that have been left out. All of them, we have to take them in one and learn how to walk in righteousness to Yahuwah. Joshua 24. We are at verse 26.
And Joshua wrote these words in the book of the law of Alua, and took a great stone and set it up there under an oak that was by the sanctuary of Yahuwah. And Joshua said unto all the people, Behold, this stone shall be a witness unto us, for it hath heard all the words of Yahuwah which he spoke unto us.
Okay, wait. The reason we are using Joshua, Yahusha, it is because Joshua was the one who brought the children of Yashrael into the promised land in the law covenant. And now we are in the end of the age in which we are seeking now to be brought back into Zion. This is the significance of this. So look at the similitude, people, and think about the end time and what it will entail. Can you really serve Yahuwah? Behold, this stone shall be a witness unto us, and we know the stone refers to who? Yahusha HaMashiach, the stone of stumbling, the rock of offense. He is the stone that is a witness against us. It says, for it hath heard all the words of Yahuwah which he spake unto us. The stone is called it. It hath heard. A little stone, inanimate stone. Everything that the Most High creates is life to him. That's how great the Most High is. Can you imagine a piece of stone heard and can be witnessed? Everything that he creates is life to him. The trees of this field. Yes? I don't know, remember what I read when it says the trees of the field shall be witness against us because it has heard everything. The sun and the moon are witness because they're up there witnessing all the evil that we are doing. The Most High is so, I can't fathom how powerful he is. It is mind-boggling. Anyway, the stone, it says, it shall be therefore a witness unto us, lest ye deny your Alua. A stone. Now this stone, the similitude now is Yahusha HaMashiach. He is the rock. Yes? He is now the faithful witness. Where did this? Where did the Shaul say this? Did Shaul say this? I think he did. Revelation 1 verse 5. Revelation 1 verse 5.
And from Yahusha HaMashiach, who is the faithful witness.
Is the what?
The faithful witness.
And this is a stone that is a witness against us in Yahusha. Today, not a physical stone, but this living stone. Yahusha HaMashiach. Read 1:5, please.
And from Yahusha HaMashiach, who is the faithful witness, and the first begotten of the dead, and the prince of the kings of the earth, unto him that loved us, and washed us from our sins in his own blood.
Yeah, right. Washed us in his sins. He's a witness against us. Yes, we got washed in his sin, on our sins, but we have to make ourselves come straight, or else he will be witness against us. No. Where was I? Yes. Man shall live by every word from Yahuwah, not some words. Remember, the stone refers to the word. Because in the beginning was the word, and Yahusha was the word made flesh. Okay? So, we have to live by every word from Yahuwah. So we have to live according to the words of Yahusha and according to the words of Yahuwah. It is not easy to serve Yahuwah. Righteousness is not easy. Deuteronomy 8 verse 3.
And he humbled thee, and suffered thee to hunger, and fed thee with manna, which thou knowest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that man doth not live by bread only, but
by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahuwah doth man live. If we don't live by every word, Yahuwah is going to be angry with us for our idolatry. So what if we reject the word and walk after the imaginations of our heart? Deuteronomy 29 verses 14 to 20. We thought that we are Israelites. We're going to show you that this thing about this Israelite thing, many people take it, oh, I'm an Israelite, and this and that, and this. Most of the people online, they have no idea of the requirements. They have no idea of how demanding it is to be among the remnants of Yahuwah. No idea. You think it's just to be an Israelite? What if we walk after the imaginations of our hearts? This was when Moses was bringing the people into the land. Before he brought them into the land, in Moab, when he brought them into another covenant. Verse 14.
Neither with you only do I make this covenant and this oath, but with him that standeth here with us this day before Yahuwah our Alua, and also with him that is not here with us this day. For ye know how we have dwelt in the land of Egypt, and how we came through the nations which ye passed by. And ye have seen their abominations and their idols, wood and stone, silver and gold, which were among them. Lest there should be among you man or woman or family or tribe, whose heart turneth away this day from Yahuwah our Alua, to go and serve the gods of these nations, lest there should be among you a root that beareth gall and wormwood. And
this is why we have to be brought into the bond of the covenant. This is why we are at a place like this, Nazareth, to watch. Because we have to be purged. Babylon has to be purged out of us. Yes? Lest when we say we are going into the kingdom, we enter into the kingdom with our corruptions. We first have to be transformed into perfection, into the way of Yahuwah, before we can enter into the land. Read 18 again, please.
Lest there should be among you man or woman or family or tribe, whose heart turneth away this day from Yahuwah our Alua, to go and serve the gods of these nations. Lest there should be among you a root that beareth gall and wormwood.
You see it? To go out after serve the gods of these nations, to go back into Christianity that we're used to. Eh? That is why the Most High has to take us, and everything He has to be transforming us in every single aspect. Even our clothing has to be transformed. Yes? Lest there be among you a root that beareth gall and wormwood. That is why He brings us into what? The wilderness of the people. And He purges from among us the rebels and them that transgress against Him. Lest there should be among you a root, one single root that beareth gall and wormwood. So that root has to be purged out. So there will be many people who say they want to serve Yahuwah, but Yahuwah has to purge. Who bring them together and then purge out from among them those who rebel against Him. Verse 19.
And it come to pass, when he heareth the words of this curse, that he bless himself in his heart, saying, I shall have peace,
though I walk in the imagination of mine heart.
To add drunkenness to thirst.
Christianity again. And the Hebrew Israelites again. Religion in general, all of these religions. They hear all of these things, and there's no fear or any regard to anything. They just have it in the back of their minds. I serve Yahuwah. I am an Israelite. I am a Christian. I am this. I am good. Yes, nothing shall happen to me. There shall be no... What they say? Give me some of the things that they say again.
No weapon formed against me shall prosper.
No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Yeah, all of those things. Oh, the Most High has to bring you together. And then He has to give you new things, different things. Will you learn? Will you open your eyes? Will you open your heart? It has been my experience being with people for a few years now, that almost no one can actually... Well, I don't know what Babylon has done to us. There is something that is fashioned in us that resists change. And this is why I know and now understand why the Most High has to have a halfway house. Because if these people were to go into the kingdom, they would overthrow the kingdom. Satan will be ruling and happy in Yahuwah's kingdom. You have to be perfected before you enter into Yahuwah's kingdom. Very sorry. Now, this person now, who says they will have peace, what does Yahuwah say he will do with them in verse 20?
Yahuwah will not spare him, but then the anger of Yahuwah and his jealousy shall smoke against that man.
Stop there, stop there. You see why you have to know about his fierce anger? You are going to be there. You're going to be coming here. In the wilderness of the people. You're going to be doing your thing. You're going to be disobedient. You're going to be rebellious. You're going to be doing your thing and saying, I'm headed for Zion. Nobody can talk to me. I don't want to hear what you have to say, Kazakh. I know my God. I know my Yahuwah. I know my Elohim. I know who I serve. Yes? You can't tell me anything. Yahuwah says, I will not spare him. Which is why so many people have been purged, by the way. But then the anger of Yahuwah and his jealousy shall smoke against that man. And all the curses that are written in this book shall be upon him. What a thing. And Yahuwah shall blot out his name from under heaven. I think Yahuwah play. Yahuwah does not play. Yahuwah does not play. People, you need to know Yahuwah Sabaoth. You need to know him. Verse 21.
And Yahuwah shall separate him unto evil out of all the tribes of Yasharal,
according to all the curses of the covenant that are written
in this book of the law.
All the curses will be poured on that one. And he will be given as what? An example. Verse 22.
So that the generation to come of your children that shall rise up after you, and the stranger that shall come from a far land shall say, when they see the plagues of that land, and the sickness which Yahuwah hath laid upon it, and that the whole land thereof is brimstone and salt and burning, that it is not sown, nor beareth.
Why am I going so far? No, I didn't intend to go so far. I have other things. Okay. Sorry about that. Man, there's so much to do. So, yes, continue, because it says the land also has also been plagued. Let's go into the land.
Okay. Nor beareth, nor any grass groweth therein, like the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah and Zeboim, which Yahuwah overthrew in his anger and in his wrath.
Continue.
Even all nations shall say, wherefore hath Yahuwah done thus unto this land? What meaneth the heat of this great anger? Then men shall say, because they have forsaken the covenant of Yahuwah Alua of their fathers, which he made with them when he brought them forth out of the land of Egypt.
You see the reason for his fierce anger? Forsaking the covenant when he brought them out of Egypt. It is our fathers that is the main problem. We cannot forget the sins of our fathers, because if we forget and we continue in their sins, hey, the wrath of Yahuwah will smoke against us. Verse 26.
For they went and served other Alua, and worshipped them, gods whom they knew not, and whom he had not given unto them. And the anger of Yahuwah was kindled against this land, to bring upon it all the curses that are written in this book. And Yahuwah rooted them out of their land in anger, and in wrath, and in great indignation, and cast them into another land, as
it is this day. So the land, his wrath was also upon the land itself. It's upon the people and upon the land. So the law with its blessings and curses are for Yasharal forever. That's Deuteronomy 29:29. I had said that before. The secret things belong unto Yahuwah or Alua, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. Now, never forget, and we said it before, Yahuwah will save you, then possibly destroy you. Jude 1, verse 5. People, don't get this out of your head. Don't be like the Christians who believe in this one saved, always saved. Yahuwah does not change. Jude 1:5. Read it, please.
I will therefore put you in remembrance, though you once knew this, how that Yahuwah, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterwards destroyed them that believed not.
That believed not. Whoa. Very serious. So remember, we said this all about our fathers. We cannot turn to the Most High without remembering our fathers. Cause them to know the sins of their fathers. Ezekiel 20 verses 1 to 14. Can we finish this today? Father, give me stamina to do this. Ezekiel 20 verses 1 to 14.
And it came to pass...
Hold on, let me get it, please. Ezekiel 20?
Yes, 1 to 17, I think.
Ezekiel 20, 1 to 14. I had planned, I wonder if I can do it, to do all of Ezekiel, because this Ezekiel 20, we usually just deal with the wilderness of the people, but we want to get the understanding based on what we were teaching, and we will see how deep this is. Exodus 20, verse 1. Start, please.
And it came to pass in the 7th year, in the 5th month, the 10th day of the month, that certain of the elders of Yasharal came to inquire of Yahuwah, and said before me. Then came the word of Yahuwah unto me, saying, Son of man, speak unto the elders of Yasharal, and say unto them, Thus says Yahuwah Alua, Are ye come to inquire of me? As I live, saith Yahuwah Alua, I will not be inquired of by you.
So when we are in unrighteousness, and we consult Yahuwah, Yahuwah doesn't really listen to us. Remember in Psalms 80, we were speaking about how long will you be angry and reject the prayers of your people. When we are in unrighteousness, we think he's hearing us, but he's not. Ah, boy. Read it, please.
Wilt thou judge them, Son of man? Wilt thou judge them? Cause them to know the abomination of their fathers.
Before the Most High will listen to us, we have to know the sins of our fathers, acknowledge them, repent of them. So those people who are rejecting our fathers and who we are, and it does not matter, and following garbage religion, what about them? Will thou judge them, Son of man? Will thou judge them? Cause them to know the abominations of their fathers. You cannot come to me without first acknowledging the abominations of your fathers. Verse 5.
And say unto them, Thus saith Yahuwah Alua, in the day when I choose Yasharal, and lifted up mine hand unto the seed of the house of Jacob, and made myself known unto them in the land of Egypt, when I lifted up mine hand unto them, saying, I am Yahuwah, your Alua. In the day that I lifted up mine hand unto them, to bring them forth of the land of Egypt, into a land that I had inspired for them, flowing with milk and honey, which is the glory of all lands.
Remember, people, the Most High does not forget this. This happened thousands of years ago, but what did Peter say? One day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is as a day. So to the Most High, it is as if this just happened a while ago. So he's saying, don't forget it, because this is still current with me. And why is it current? Because the sins of the fathers are passed down to the children through their DNA. It does not change. Okay? Continue.
Then said I unto them, Cast ye away every man the abomination of his eyes.
Idolatry. Stop there. Cast away every man the abomination of his eyes. Do you think it's any different today? The Most High wants us to cast away idolatry. Why do you think he says, Come out of her, my people? Flee out of the midst of Babylon. He wants you to cast away idolatry, which is the heart and soul of Babylon. That's why when you come out of her, for example, in a place like this, you don't have television. You don't bring Babylon into your house. Just as an example. Yeah? Continue.
And defile not yourself with the idols of Egypt. I am Yahuwah, your Alua. But they rebelled against me, and would not hearken unto me. They did not every man cast away the abominations of their eyes, neither did they forsake the idols of Egypt. Then I said, I will pour out my fury upon them, to accomplish my anger against them in the midst of the land of Egypt. But I wrought I wrote for my name's sake, that it should not be polluted before the heathen, among whom they were, in whose sight I made myself known unto them, in bringing them forth out of the land of Egypt.
Remember, when we were speaking about Moses, we said this was one of the reasons he did not let them perish. Remembering his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the fact that he did not want to pollute his name before the heathen. That's what saved our people. Continue.
Wherefore I caused them to go forth out of the land of Egypt, and brought them into the wilderness.
So when he brings you into the wilderness now, there is no heathen actually looking. So when he made those people perish in the wilderness, the Egyptians, they were there. The Egyptians couldn't see them perishing over 40 years. The Egyptians only know that they had gone and they were in the wilderness. Yeah? Verse 11.
And I gave my statutes, and showed them my judgments, which if a man do, he shall even live in them. Moreover also I gave them my Sabbaths, to be a sign between me and them, that they might know that I am Yahuwah that sanctify them. But the house of Yasharal rebelled against me in the wilderness. They walked not in my statutes, and they despised my judgments, which if a man do, he shall even live in them. And my Sabbaths they greatly polluted. Then I said, I would pour out my fury upon them in the wilderness to consume them.
So, let me tell you something. You see this fury here? Man, I have seen this fury so many times since the time that we have been here. Even the people that have been here, you remember the thundering and the lightnings that we went through. The ones people will say they're driving and thunderclap and hit the light poles near to them and all sort of thing. People standing up and lightning hitting close to them and all sorts of things. Remember even that night, remember that night when the thunder and the lightning, man, oh man. Hey. And somebody said she felt the earth shake. Yes? Yahuwah does not play. If we tell you some things that happened here, you will not believe, so let me not even start. Yes? If anyone believes that Yahuwah does not exist, if we ever say Yahuwah does not exist, we need to be whipped from now till thine kingdom come. Because we have felt him, we have felt his power, we have seen his power and felt it. Felt his anger here. And by the way, this comes with obedience. So it sounds hard, but it means that you have gotten closer to him. Closer you get to him, the harder it is. And it requires a lot of strength sometimes and emunah to stand up with Yahuwah. If you go offline, it's a problem. You feel his anger through the powers that be. I felt his power in the wind, the storm. So many different ways. Let me not begin, because you might not believe me. But the house of Yasharal rebelled against Yahuwah in the wilderness. No, the wilderness of the people. If the children of Yasharal rebelled against him in those days, and you come in the wilderness of the people and you rebel against him, what do you expect? In the wilderness of the people, he said he will rule over you with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and with fury poured out. Nothing has changed. That fury used to be poured out on the Egyptians and all of those people. This fury is going to be poured out upon us. Yahuwah is not playing with us. Why? This is the last stop, the last trip. The last time he's going to be doing anything like this. So when he's doing it, he's going to be serious because he's not playing around this time. This is the final stop. This is the time when some people might not even die a natural death. This is no joke. This is eternal life. Finally, this is life eternal. It is not easy. It is not a stroll in the park. It is not something that you just get up and just say, okay, I'm fleeing out of Babylon, I'm going. No, no, no. And we tell people, Yahuwah does not play. Verse 14.
But I wrote for my name's sake, that it should not be polluted before the heathen, in whose sight I brought them out. Yet also I lifted up my hand unto them in the wilderness, that I would not bring them into the land which I had given them, flowing with milk and honey, which is the glory of all lands.
You see? Do not rebel against the Most High, because there is a chance that the Most High would lift up his hand and say, you're not going in. You're not going in. You're not going in. And when the Most High makes these pronouncements, boy, it's hard. And he tells you why. He will tell you you're not going in. Verse 16.
Because they despised my judgments, and walked not in my statutes, but polluted my Sabbaths.
For their heart went after their idols. You see this idolatry here, covetousness? It is something that I've been here among people and I've been trying to stop. Trying to make people live a base life. Trying to encourage them to live a base life. Not going after the desires of their heart. Not living after the desires of their hearts. But it's easier said and done. Their hearts went after their idols. I think we were at 14. We've gone more.
17 now.
So continue.
Nevertheless, mine eye spared them from destroying them. Neither
did I what?
neither did I make an end of them in the wilderness.
All right. Same thing that has been done here with many people. Not physically made an end of them in the wilderness, but purging. Verse 18.
But I said unto their children in the wilderness, walk ye not in the statutes of your fathers, neither observe their judgments, nor defile yourself with their idols. I am Yahuwah thy Alua. Walk in my statutes, and keep my judgments, and do them.
And do what?
And hallow my Sabbaths, and they shall be a sign between me and you, that ye may know that I am Yahuwah your Alua.
If you look at these 3 verses, the simple charge that the Most High gives us. Do not walk in the statutes of my fathers. Don't observe their judgment. Don't defile yourself with idols. But walk in my statutes and my judgments and do them. And hallow my Sabbaths. Simple. Simple, simple, simple. Easier said than done. Verse 21.
Notwithstanding, the children rebelled against me. They walked not in my statutes, neither kept my judgments to do them. Which if a man do, he shall even live in them. They polluted my Sabbaths. Then I said, I would pour out my fury upon them, to accomplish my anger against them in the wilderness.
You see how many times the Most High said, I will, and then nevertheless, verse 22.
Nevertheless,
Hey,
I drew-
again. Continue.
Nevertheless, I withdrew mine hand and wrought for my name's sake, that I should not
That
be
it.
polluted,
It
that
should
it
not.
should not be polluted in the sight of the heathen, in whose sight I brought them forth. I lifted up mine hand unto them also in the wilderness, that I should scatter them among the heathen, and disperse them through the countries. Because they had not executed my judgments, but had despised my statutes, and had polluted my Sabbaths, and their eyes were after their fathers' idols.
So this is now when he decides to scatter them through the countries. Now I myself, my forefathers were a victim of this. Now, what you're going to see that after he scattered us among the countries, then he is going to gather us back. But he scattered us in anger, and he's going to gather us back in what? Anger. That is why he's so angry. One day is like 1,000 years to him. So okay, he scattered the people. It's like he just come back now to gather them back. It's an almost immediate thing to him. So that anger that he had, he's now gathering them back in anger. That is why we see when we are gathered, people, when you are gathered together like this, his anger is here. You have to be on your P's and Q's because of the sins of our fathers. Continue.
Wherefore I gave them also statutes that were not good, and judgments whereby they should not live. And I polluted them in their own gifts, and in that they caused to pass through the fire all that openeth the womb, that I might make them desolate, to the end that they might know that I am Yahuwah. Therefore, Son of Man, speak unto the house of Yasharal, and say unto them, Thus saith Yahuwah Alua, Yet in this your fathers have blasphemed me, in that they have committed a trespass against me.
This is how serious the Most High takes this thing. He gave us his statutes, his judgments, and we reject them. He gave us our Sabbaths, the Sabbaths, and we polluted them. Yeah? He gave us his covenants, and we reject the covenant, and we despise the covenant. This is why the Most High is angry with his people. This internet thingy. Continue, please.
For when I had brought them into the land, for the which I lifted up mine hand to give it to them, then they saw every high hill and all the thick trees, and they offered their sacrifices, and there they presented the provocation of their offering. There also they made their sweet savor, and poured out their drink offerings.
All right, stop there, please. I think this goes to for 24. So we have become totally polluted. Continue.
Then I said unto them, What is the high place whereunto ye go? And the name therefore is called Bama unto this day. Wherefore say unto the house of Yasharal, Thus saith Yahuwah Alua, Are ye polluted after the manner of your fathers? And committed ye whoredom after their abominations? For when ye offer your gifts, when ye make your sons to pass through the fire, ye pollute yourselves with all your idols, even unto this day. And shall I be inquired of by you, O house of Yasharal? As I live, saith Yahuwah Alua, I will not be inquired of by you.
So when we are polluted like our fathers, the Most High says, I will not be inquired of by you. So those people today who reject Yahuwah's statute, his judgments, who are they praising? Who are they worshiping? Who are they serving? Because it's not Yahuwah. Yahuwah says, if you are polluted after your fathers, I will not even be inquired of by you. So who are we inquiring after? Verse 32.
And that which cometh into your mind shall not be at all, that ye say, We will be as the heathen,
Christianity.
as the families of the countries, to serve wood and stone.
Christianity. Because in the curses, he told us in slavery we would serve other gods that our fathers never knew, wood and stone. This is Christianity. So it says that which comes into your mind to be like the heathen in the heathen's religion. He's not going to listen to you. That's what he's saying. Anyway, we will be restored in the similitude of Egypt, but in the wilderness of the people. The promise is for us to be restored in the similitude of Egypt, in the likeness of Egypt. Jeremiah 16:14-21. Jeremiah 16:14-21.
Therefore, behold, the day comes, saith Yahuwah, that it shall no more be said, Yahuwah liveth, that brought up the children of Yasharal out of the land of Egypt. But Yahuwah liveth, that brought up the children of Yasharal from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he hath driven them. And I'll bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers.
So no more Egyptian gathering, but rather from the land of the north, which is Babylon, and all the other places that our people have been scattered. And how will the Most High do it? Verse 16.
Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yahuwah, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain, and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks.
And these are Israelites. This is the awakening when people awaken as to who they are. Many people will awaken our people as to who they are, as is happening today. Verse 17.
For mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes.
So we are not hidden, but neither is our iniquity. We always forget this when we are talking about who we are. Verse 18.
And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land, and they have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things. O Yahuwah, my strength and my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, Surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit.
All right, so this is happening today. The Gentiles are waking up and realizing that they have been taught lies. Yes? Verse 20.
Shall a man make gods unto himself, and they are no gods?
There we go with idolatry again. And what will happen?
Therefore, behold, I will this once cause them to know. I will cause them to know mine hand and my might, and they shall know that my name is Yahuwah.
You see, in the gathering again, it is his hand and his might. Which brings us now back again to Ezekiel 20 and go now to verse 33. His hand and his might. When he's gathering us, his hand and his might. Verse 33.
As I live, saith Yahuwah Alua, surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm,
And with fury poured out will I rule over you. This is the gathering now. He told us what happened. Cause them to know the sins of their fathers. Yes, when I brought their fathers and I gave them my statutes, their judgments, they rejected them. Now, when you think he's gathering us, you think he's gathering us in any little nice way and pet and powder. Oh, so nice and decent. I can tell you, boy, I remember we were just together. One person said, mercy. When that person said mercy, everything went down south. Because the Most High has shown us mercy all along. The Most High brought us into his assembly. to be perfected for his land. Yes? His mercy, big mercy is out there for people out there who are in ignorance. And he sends for his fishers to fish them out. But when he fishes them out and brings them here, he does not expect them now to be in ignorance. He expects them to have given up themselves now to serve him, to learn of him. Yes? And when you do so, when you come to learn of him with all your heart, mind, and soul, then you have a very nice time. But if you transgress against him, that is where the problem is. Read verse 33, please.
As I live, saith Yahuwah Alua, surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out will I rule over you. And I will bring you out from the people and will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered, with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out.
You see how many times he said it? Two straight? Two straight. Verse 33. Surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out. Verse 34. With a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out. He's telling you people, he's not going to play with you. Your fathers did all sorts of abomination. Remember the sins of your fathers. It's not going to be easy. Verse 35.
And I'll bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face, like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt.
Verse 37.
So will I plead with you, saith Yahuwah Alua, and I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant. And I will purge out from among you the rebels, and them that transgress against me. I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Yasharal.
And ye shall know that I am Yahuwah. I will bring them forth out of the country there they sojourn, with a mighty hand, with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out. And in the wilderness of the people will bring you through the different things, and if you fail, when you flee Babylon, people, it is an examination. It is like an examination that you sit. You have to pass the exam. You cannot fail it like our fathers. You cannot fail it. Yes? Continue, please.
As for you, O house of Yasharal, thus saith Yahuwah Alua, go ye, serve ye every one his idols. And hereafter also, if ye will not hearken unto me, but pollute ye my holy name, no more with your gifts, with your idols. For in mine holy mountain,
Zion,
in the mountain of the height of Yasharal,
Zion,
saith Yahuwah Alua, they shall all the house of Yasharal, all of them in the land serve me.
All of them where?
In the land.
In the land. All right, continue.
There will I accept them, and there will I require your offerings, and the firstfruits of your oblations, with all your holy things. I will accept you with your sweet savor, when I bring you out from the people, and gather you out of the countries, wherein ye have been scattered. And I will be sanctified in you before the heathen. And ye shall know that I am Yahuwah, wherein I shall bring you into the land of Yasharal, into the country for the which I lift up mine hand to give it to your fathers.
All right, so we just want to see the process, because we're going kind of fast because time is running out on us. Yeah? The process. Brought our people out of the land of Mitzrayim. They transgressed against them, sent them into captivity. But then, you remember this covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He went and he gathered his people, bringing them back now into the wilderness, because the wilderness out of Egypt was to determine who went into the land. Now this wilderness of the people is again to determine who goes into the land that is Mount Zion. And so this is the process. He will determine who goes, and those who rebel against him, and those who transgress against him, those who go against his judgments, his statutes. though they will not be accepted into the land. He will gather you out of the land, you will leave wherever you are, and you will come into the wilderness of the people, but he will not let you enter into his land if you do not pass the test. If you do not pass the test. So many people are waiting on him to take them out of Babylon. SpongeBob, good luck with that. You have to ask your way to Zion. Continue.
And there shall ye remember your ways and all your doings, wherein ye have been defiled, and ye shall loathe yourselves with your own sight for all your evils that ye have committed.
And
Ye
ye
shall know that I am Yahuwah, when I have wrought with you for my name's sake, not according to your wicked ways, nor according to your corrupt doings, O ye house of Yasharal, saith Yahuwah, Alua.
Right, that's it. So that is the process right there. Or process, whatever they call it in English. All right? And Ezekiel 36:22 to 38 tells us we're not going there, because for the sake of time. I will put my rock within you, and you shall build my desolate places. I think we need to go there, because we're looking at the entire process. So we'd have to fill in this process. So when we go back into the land, Ezekiel 36, verses 22 to 38.
Therefore, say unto the house of Yasharal, thus says Yahuwah Alua, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Yasharal, but for mine holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen, whither ye went. And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am Yahuwah, saith Yahuwah Alua, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. For I will take you from among the heathens, and gather you out of all the countries, and will bring you into your own land. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. And a new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and will give you an heart of flesh. And I'll put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. And ye shall dwell in the land that I gave unto your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your Alua.
All right, that's the process there. He will put his rock within us, and we will dwell in the land, and we shall be his people. No more telling Moses that your people which you brought out of Egypt, but no, he will be claiming them and saying, these are my people. All right? They shall be my people, and I will be their Alua. All right, so that's it for today. This was the process. This was the understanding the fierce anger of Yahuwah. Understand why Yahuwah shows his fierce anger, getting us more insights into Yahuwah and into the gathering and into a whole lot of things. Only hope you got something out of it. All right? Let me just go and see if there is any question. I hardly think so. All right. If you have any questions, you may put it in the YouTube chat. We forgot Zion and have been preparing for heaven. What a shame, indeed. That's right. Most religions focus only on heaven, going to heaven. Some of these questions, Obi Peter says, in Nigeria, majority people is going back to idolatry. Wow. When we come out of Babylon and flee, will that exempt us from the great tribulation? Yeah, that you go to Revelation 3:7, the church of Philadelphia. Oh, you're welcome, Edgar C. The church of Philadelphia. That will answer your questions, Laurun 36, about whether or not fleeing will exempt you from the great tribulation. Fleeing, but fleeing where? You have to flee. I flee to the place where the Most High directs me to flee. I don't know about you, where He will direct you. Okay? All right. All right, so I'll just wait a couple minutes to see if there will be any more questions in the YouTube chat before we close. Let me see if there are any questions. All right, no questions on the Zoom. The Zoom is pixelated and blotchy. Reformer on Zoom, mic volume is low, but on YouTube it's fine. Or was it low onto the end? It was low onto the end. I don't know why. Talk again, let me hear you.
Hello.
Check,
Hello.
check.
Mic check.
I don't know why it was low. I think probably I think I figured out why. Mic check, speak again, please.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
Is it any better? Or is it the same? Oh, it says the same. Well, I'll have to do some work on that. All right, let me go back and check YouTube. The name of the opening song was Restoration by James Block.
Have them do it again.
Check, test it.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
All right, let me go back and check YouTube. What was that? What was that? Oh. All right, so the name of the song was Restoration by James Block, all right? Yeah, Shalom, David Bodalo. Yeah, Bodalo. Yeah, all praises to the Most High. Shalom and thank you for watching. And please do share just a word with someone. Probably someone will get something out of it, but we like to say that just a word is not for everyone. Not everyone will get it. It is a remnant channel. All right? We do believe it is a remnant channel. So, YAHUAH, all praises to His name. Thank you and shalom.